And two slickies on the show. Let's join him right now with Sports and Blake Podcast, episode 6.
I'm joined right now by the WBC Intercontinental Silver Welterweight Champion, Chris Too Slick Kongo. What's going on, sir?
All good, brother. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm good, and it's a pleasure having you on again, man. You know, it's a blessing.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Just want to discuss straight off how you feeling. I'm seeing the transition. You signed with Boxer and Sky Sports. I was very happy for you when I heard that news. So how's the transition and your first few fights? And you've been picking up belts. Tell us about the transition, man.
The transition's been great, man. Obviously, as you can see, I'm I'm on the platform now. I'm on a platform which boosts up my popularity. I've had the 2 fights, which have been 2 great wins, probably 2 of my highlights, 2 highlight fights of my career so far being on Sky. And yeah, man, just can't complain, bro. As you can see, I'm doing well. And yeah, there's a lot more to come, man. A lot more to come, and I can't wait for you guys to see it, for everyone to see.
Definitely great stuff, man. And you know, the Formella fight, you know, it was a tricky customer, but you got the win, and you showed him some impressive moves in that. A great resilience, man.
For sure, it was a great fight. I believe if there was 2 more rounds, I probably would have got him out of there. But apart from that, he's a tough competitor, and yeah, obviously it showed. He's been to distance with me and likes of Sean Porter too. So yeah.
Well, congratulations on that win, and you move forward. And you move forward into, I think you said to me, November. You got a fight date, I believe.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Hoping to have one in November the 26th. Let's hope. Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, no doubt.
So is there any obviously he hasn't been announced yet, but is that how's the opponent looking? Everything on the right road to getting a good opponent for you?
Yeah, for sure. I think this fight, we're still going through a few opponents at the moment, but yeah, we want to end the year strong and end the year big. So let's see who comes up. Obviously, it has to be a fight that makes sense for myself, or maybe it can just be a title defense. A title defense, and then next year, I'm trying to go really big, man. I'm trying to go really big and hopefully push for world title eliminators and hopefully get a world title. So let's see how that goes.
Who's on your hit list for next year?
Everyone.
You say everyone.
If you're a welterweight, you're on the hit list, man. Look, I'm not gonna be at the level I'm at now and not want to fight the big guys and the big names. It don't make sense. There's no point sitting at top 10 once I get there. No point sitting at top 15, top 10 and not fighting no one around that level. It don't make sense. So yeah, man, that's the aim.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing what's to come in the next fight coming up. Is that gonna be in the UK?
Yeah, for sure. The next fight will be in the UK, 100%. I'm just waiting for a confirmation from our team.
Okay. And like going about getting tickets for that show as and when it is, just so the audience know. Obviously, I guess you can get them online and stuff, but is there any personal way people can get tickets from yourself as well so they know, or your team?
I'll just probably off my Instagram or my Twitter accounts, which is at 2SlickChris, the number 2SlickChris. So yeah, man, that's where you can catch me.
That's what it's about, man, because we've got to support our fighters doing their thing, big time, And so I saw you at the Shields, Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall, the Guoke versus the Silent Assassin. It was big stuff, epic 20,000 sellout. Tell us your initial thoughts on the contest, man.
It was a great fight. That was probably one of the best shows that I'd been to this year. So I really enjoyed it. The atmosphere was class, big sellout. And yeah, Boxer and Sky, they're doing big things. But if we're going back onto the fight, I thought for me it was a one-sided fight. I thought I had Clarissa Shields up majority of the rounds. She really dug deep and fought to get the win, and she knew that over here in the UK they ain't gonna do her no favors. So she literally ripped the belt off the champion, and that's how I saw the fight.
Yeah, it was a tremendous fight. I just felt even when I was watching, I thought maybe the judges may as you say it may think it was a bit closer, and because of how she was on the ropes quite a lot, so I was a bit concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, watching it back, I'm like, yeah, she had it under control from the ropes anyway. To be fair, so
for sure,
yeah.
she was fully in control. Savannah had some great moments in there, but I definitely picked Clarissa Shields to win the fight.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It was and it was. I feel like there was a lot of Savannah Marshall predictions for a late stoppage and on point. So it was just like 20,000 Savannah Marshall fans in there. So she really came to the UK and done the job. Like it's amazing. She really did.
For sure. And I always said, may the best woman win because, I think they're both class fighters, and I knew someone was gonna come out on top, and it was Clarissa. So yeah, big props to her, man.
So what do you think's next for you? I know she's a boxer stablemate. Even what's next? You reckon for Savannah Marshall? Like coming off this loss, where do you think's next for her to go to?
It's not hard. Just look through the rankings, see who she can fight next. Obviously Clarissa's got all the belts in that weight division. Am I right?
Yeah. She's got all the belts.
Maybe hopefully even get a rematch because that was such an exciting fight. The rematch will probably be even better, So maybe that could be an option. But you never know, man. You never know. I know she's got options. She could move up, she could move down. All depends on what she wants to do.
And I see Natasha Jonas has been calling out Clarissa Shields for the bout next. So I thought that would be a very interesting fight. I did talk it up pretty early myself, and I see Clarissa Shields also mention her name. What do you reckon of that contest? What do you think it's a good matchup?
That would be a great matchup. I think it'll be more competitive because Natasha Jonas is a southpaw. She's a lot more spiteful with her punches. She throws every punch with intent, so that will be a very, very good fight. And even looking back at some of her old fights, when she boxed Terry Harper, I thought she won that fight. I thought she won that fight, especially in the last round. I think that's when she hurt Terry Harper as well. And I think it'll be a very competitive fight, and I'll love to see that.
Amazing. And as I was watching back your fight against Formella, I noticed there was one particular man in the crowd admiring your work by the name of the very famous YouTuber musician KSI in the crowd. What's your thoughts on this whole YouTube boxing and misfit boxing and this energy that's coming to scene now? Are you for it or against it? What's like your opinion on it?
I'm a bit of both. I'm a bit of both because I'm for it in terms of them bringing the fans into boxing, which is great, and a lot more people are starting to even notice myself. Just because they're KSI fans. KSI was at the fight, plus KSI is doing boxing, so they wanna add more knowledge into the sport and want to know who's the top fighters, who's coming up. So that's the good parts. In terms of the negative, no, I wouldn't say negative, but in terms of stuff that I'm against is obviously these guys, they're coming in, getting the big paydays. We worked our asses off, which is crazy because certain fighters ain't never gonna get the chance to box at that level. Ain't never gonna get the chance to make that sort of money, but they've been training all their lives, and I don't think it's right in that sense, you know. Or it would be right if KSI was to go to all these small hall shows, pick his fighters, and then put them on the undercard, you know, that would make sense. But KSI is his own man, he can do what he wants.
Interesting. Do you think you would ever fight a YouTuber if they offered you out for a fight? Would you consider it?
Yeah.
If the money was right.
If the money was right, yo. It's not even about if the money was right. Sometimes you gotta just teach a man that, yo, this is different, you know. This ain't YouTube, this is real boxing, you know. So sometimes it's just like that.
Real talk. And we do a thing where I know there's a lot. I'm trying to encourage fitness and sports activity. So I just want a combination of the week from you. It doesn't have to be something that you're using right now. A boxing combination of the week for the civilian that wants to just throw some training up in the safety of a training session.
Oh, the basic 1-2. The basic 1-2 is what does it, you know. Some of the greatest fighters, that's all they use, and that's their go-to. Just the basic 1-2, you know. So that's my combination.
Who's 1-2 have you always admired that got you really? How can I say? Probably reminiscing of that fighter when you're throwing that 1-2 on a next competitor. Who's 1-2 really sold it for you in boxing?
Probably a man like Tommy Hearns, tall, gangly. If he can throw the jab alone was crazy. So the 1-2 was even more, was up there in levels. So that's a fight that I would pick.
Brilliant. And one more tip here, the cardio tip, the running joint. Like what kind of, it could be any kind of cardio. What kind of cardio do you recommend if you were training someone right now, cardio tip?
Cardio would always have to be a 3 miles, 5 mile run, whatever you can do, just go for it and always look to beat your score as the weeks go on.
Wow, that's amazing right there.
You can't beat running, man. You can't beat running, I'm telling you. You know, that's cardio.
That's big tips from Chris Too Slick Kongo Sports with Blake podcast. And just to sign off on a big fight that I noticed that was announced today. Derek Chisora, no, should I say it first? Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora. 3. What's your initial thoughts on the decision for that fight to take place December 3rd at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London? It's going down. What's your thoughts, man?
For sure, I think Chisora is gonna just come and actually try his best, man. I think he's gonna try his best, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for someone like Tyson Fury, you know. But it is what it is. I'm looking forward to the fight.
Wow. It's going to be an incredible fight. And I do think Chisora's his work rate is just so intense, and I'm just hoping that he can really put that same pressure on Fury to make it an epic fight, man. You know, it's such a big stadium, and he's such a pressure fighter. I just think that, I feel like he's got maybe a punch from the gods could seal it. You know what I mean?
Bro, you never know, man. He still got it, Chisora. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll have to see. I'm looking forward to that, and I will be there.
Yeah, for sure. And any last message to all the fans and supporters of Chris Too Slick Kongo?
Just keep supporting, man. Love. I see the messages. I see everything, and I'm working. Just know that, and there's another big performance coming. Whether it's the 26th of November, whether it's after that, I'm coming and I'm looking to end the year with a big knockout. So we're training for that.
That's big, man. I wish you a wonderful camp, a healthy, prosperous camp, ready for your next bout in November. Right now, you're joined by myself, Dan Blake, Chris Too Slick Kongo, the current WBC Intercontinental and Silver welterweight champion. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Thank you.
Sports with Blake.
on Dan Blake TV on YouTube.
Dan meets sports fanatics and some of the biggest sports entertainment stars